Everybody saying, we want the funk. We gotta have that funk. We kick it old school, we think we're so cool. We take it back to the past, we gonna act a fool. Up jumps the middle finger, make my yeah.
Hello, welcome to Sports Buzz, the Fanatical View. I am your host, Scott D. Lewis, here live in studio, downtown Danbury, Connecticut, Comcast Cable Channel 23 on this weird weather day.
The Twilight Zone.
April 23rd, snow flurries in the air. If you were watching Yankee baseball this week in Michigan and Detroit, you saw snow flurries. But if you were looking out your window today, you might have seen some right here.
A bit of hail, a little bit of everything.
Very odd weather day. So far, spring is starting to creep around, so it hasn't been too bad. But today was a step backwards towards that horrible winter day.
It's supposed to warm up
A little bit. Gonna be cold overnight. Can't get the vegetables in the ground yet.
No.
My garden's waiting. It's waiting for the deep freeze tonight and tomorrow night. So hold off on those vegetables. Let's say hello to my right-hand man, Mr. Bob Raw Jr.
Hi Scott, how are you?
I'm doing good there, Bob. How you doing?
I'm good. I had some nice time last week.
Yes, we have photos to prove it. Where'd you go? West Point?
West Point and Yankee Stadium. Went for
Took
the tours.
Tour of Yankee Stadium. I like the tour of West Point a little better than the tour of Yankee Stadium.
Well, Yankee Stadium is, they really did do a nice job at Yankee Stadium. I mean, the museum is quite nice.
Quite nice, yeah. Good to hear. Good to hear.
Got to see Monument Park, and it was
all that stuff. So Bob's show, of course, we know Spotlight on Tuesday nights at 9 and Wednesdays at 12, covering all things local entertainment and sports-wise. It's getting to be almost that time of year where we'll be getting some Westerners baseball on there. And also, we'll probably be talking about the Westerners Roundup show.
We're on the phone.
Okay, and that stuff as well. So we'll be getting more into that. Mike Toohey, of course, in the control room running things. His show, Expose of Cinema, Friday nights at 9, Wednesdays at 1. We're joined by Mike, the Met fanatic McFadden in there, thrilled with his Mets winning 11 in a row. And of course, production assistant extraordinaire Connor Faco is in there running things too. I think we have somebody on the line early. We are live, as we mentioned. The phone lines are open, 203-792-4101. We've been talking about Play for Purpose for quite a while, the last few weeks. So we have, I think, somebody from Play for Purpose on the line. So let's see if she is here. Mrs. Suzanne Symington, is that who I'm speaking to? Hello there, Suzanne.
I'm here.
Oh, hey, how you doing? Are you in a safe place, pulled off to the side of the road?
I'm actually in a parking lot.
Nice. She's taking her time, traveling, pulled off aside to give us this call, so we appreciate that. We were just getting the show started, and of course, the Play for Purpose event that we've been talking about for weeks. Mother's Day weekend, May 7th through 10th, starts Thursday evening. The puck drops at 9 p.m. Silent auction begins at 7 with an open bar. Suzanne was telling me about last night. So
that sounds like fun.
Adds to the fun. But let's get Suzanne to say hello, and let's get her to talk about this. This is the second year of the event, Suzanne. So why don't you tell us a little bit about how it started last year before we get going here?
Last year, it actually started because one of our board members saw an event in Canada that was held for the Alberta Children's Hospital, and they had a total of 40 players that went 246 hours.
Wow.
And they raised $1.5 million for the Children's Hospital there.
That's quite an event right there.
Yeah, they're in the Guinness World Book of Record for that.
So the 72 hours the 72 hours isn't quite 246, but it's still pretty good.
It's still pretty good.
But that's how you guys got the idea, and then how did it come?
That's where the idea came from. And last year we kind of threw it together, see if it would take, and people really enjoyed it, and we made a lot of money for 3 different charities. So we figured, why not try it again?
Right. And is it different charities this year, or is it the same ones?
We did a couple different things. This year, we have 2 of the same charities from last year, Maria Ferreri's Children's Hospital in Westchester, New York, and Fisher House of Connecticut.
Okay.
So those are the two. We have a children's and a veterans. And then we added Connecticut Children's Medical Center.
Okay.
And to keep things local to Ridgefield, we added a charity, Molly Tango Memorial Foundation, which is based in Ridgefield, Connecticut.
Uh-huh.
So we have the 4 charities, and then we also have 2 families that are in need of some financial assistance due to illness that we're going to help from the community.
That's fantastic. And last year registration, and you had a pretty good number of skaters, up around 200, I think?
Around 200 last year, and that's what we're looking for this year as well.
Has the registration been going good? Do you look like you're going to have a decent amount of guys come down and skate, maybe and some females too?
Yeah, I mean, we can still use some more skaters. We can definitely use some goalies.
I'm trying to get my buddy in.
But we'll get there.
All right, and of course they can go to playforpurpose.org for all the information, schedule of events, and if they want to register, of course, they can find that information right online with that website, I would imagine?
Absolutely.
Okay, so the schedule of events, I was mentioning the Thursday night, we've got the silent auction and the open bar, which is beer and wine. I saw photos of how much beer and wine. They got plenty. So
cool.
There's plenty of beer and wine to go around. There will be food sponsored by Gallo.
Gallo, okay.
Those.
And it's at, I should mention, it's at the Winter Garden Ice Arena in Ridgefield. So anybody in the area that's familiar with Ridgefield, they probably know about that. If you're interested in hockey, you know the area. But you can look that up, I'm sure, and find out exactly where Winter Garden Ice Arena is in Ridgefield. And you know, people can come down. So it's open, it's free to the public, right?
Yep, free admission, free to the public, free food, free bar.
Free, so the free food for and bar for that evening, and then for the whole course of the weekend, like Friday, they're just going to be playing hockey. They're just going to keep
Friday,
playing.
we're just focusing on hockey, and then Saturday we have a big event on Saturday starting at 11:30 in the morning. With we're going to kick off with a barbecue. We have pet partners coming with companion dogs and service dogs, which help our veterans and children.
Right. And that's always nice. We've seen some of those services down over at Rogers Park with the Westerners. People really enjoy it when they come out and see those dogs. They're really very helpful to people. So that's great. They'll be there. That starts at 11:30 with the barbecue, and then we got the big Rangers alumni versus the New Jersey Freeze, which changed. It was a different team we had listed last week, but now New Jersey Freeze is in that time slot. And the sled dog hockey game starts at high noon. So that'll be good.
It's going to be a good event.
You were mentioning you don't have the full list of names yet. You have some of the names, though, possible alumni that will be there?
I only know of Andre Dory.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, I'm not sure if we have a commitment from the other name that I have, but there's a couple other names that are floating around.
And you were looking to get Drury,
get
right?
that information on our website as soon as possible.
Hopefully they give
have
you
a full commitment.
Hopefully they give you that list soon, because I know you're probably stressed about it. We're coming up to 2 weeks away. Rangers are making her sweat. Well, you know, they're a little busy with the playoffs.
Yes, they are.
Well, and that's the thing. You know, we can't get a commitment until they know what their schedules are. We'll definitely have enough alumni guys there. I just don't want to tell you who's going to be there and not have that person there.
Of course, so the game, they'll play for like an hour, and then there'll be also an open skate meet and greet with the Rangers. So that means people that are registered to skate as part of the event will be able to go out on the ice, and some of the alumni will stick around and skate?
The alumni are definitely going to stay around and skate. They're going to do a meet and greet, and the skate is actually open to the public. Oh,
that part is open to the public. Great.
That's open to the public as well, the meet and greet and autograph.
Fantastic. Cool. So I will mention, and it sounds like I just got a message from my wife that your son Kaden could be arriving in studio momentarily. We'll see if we get him out on the air and see if we get him to come talk to me live on television. Could be a big moment for him. He's a little
shy. You'll have to work him.
I know. Well, I can break him out of that. We're looking at photos of him dropping the puck right now from last year's event, which was very exciting for him, and then he even got to skate at the very end. Do you want to talk about Kaden a little bit and what he's come through in his 9 years, and especially the first 4 years of his life, that really got you involved in this whole charity thing?
Yeah, last year when this was being put together, I had a connection into, the group of guys and ladies that were trying to bring this together, and they asked for recommendations for where we think some of this donations should go. And Kaden was born with a heart condition called hypoplastic left heart syndrome, and he had his first surgery at Maria Ferreri's Children's Hospital. So that's how that kind of got brought into the mix of things.
How old was he when he had that surgery?
He was 5 days old.
5 days old. Open heart surgery. And then he had 3 more over before he was, or by the time he was 4 years old, correct?
Yes. Yep. And now he is working well. Everything's functioning properly.
A happy and healthy 9-year-old who's been given pretty much the green light to live a normal life. He's pretty much the poster child, I would think, for this procedure. They've been thrilled with his recovery and everything that came out of this surgery and the process. Not everybody's as lucky as Kaden, but he has done great. And, there was questions, and he still have to keep on top of things, but, he might have been limited with, like, playing contact sports and things like that. But they say he's pretty much able to live a normal life and do whatever he wants, right?
Yes, he was the 12th child to have the biventricular repair in Boston Children's. So we transferred to Boston to have that complex surgery done.
Wow. All right, well, that is fantastic.
And he is the poster child.
He is the poster child. And, all right, we're going to switch gears here and start talking Rangers. Before we let you go, my partner here is a big Rangers fan, Bob.
Yes, he is.
I don't know if you can hear him from where he is and where you are, but anyways, he's very excited about the Rangers. Suzanne and Kaden are big Rangers fans, so I know you're probably very excited too, right,
We
Suzanne?
need to win tomorrow night.
That's a good transition to go talk about now. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. You guys, I know, have been at home on the edge of your seat watching these games. Did Kaden stay up and watch the overtime last night?
He did not.
Okay.
I was up.
I did not let him go. I did let him watch the other night, but last night it was a little too much for him. So
very tight games.
Years old, you got to cut him off at some point.
They're in full control of the series, leading 3-1. And really, I mean, besides the one game where they gave up 4 goals, 2-1, 2-1, 2-1. They're not letting the Penguins score any goals. They're not scoring a ton of goals themselves either. So as they move forward in the playoffs, I would imagine they'll be able to finish off the Penguins at some point here. They're going to have to start scoring a little bit more goals, but defensively, they have been playing fantastic. All right, Suzanne, well, I will let you go. I know you're on the road. Thank you for calling in and giving us some time and some information. Anything else you wanted to touch on before we let you go?
Thanks for having me, and just everyone visit playforpurpose.org and check out all the things that we've got going on.
All right, fantastic. We'll keep talking about it. We know we got 2 more weeks, so we'll be here next week talking about it again. And just get online and search out the information that you need, and head on down to the Winter Garden Ice Arena Mother's Day weekend. All right, thanks, Suzanne. Enjoy your trip back, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, you too.
Bye. All right, there you have it.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be a great weekend.
Very great weekend. Plenty of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Local restaurants involved, bringing down food, big barbecue. Saturday is really the big day, but Thursday night as well with the open bar and food there. And then if you just want to go down, these guys are going to be playing for 72 straight hours. They're rotating on and off the ice, so they get some breaks. But they need support. So people come down on like Friday when there's no special events going on. You can come down anyways and, just root the guys on and say, keep plugging. We know this is for a great event. And you're going all night, overnight.
Right.
Bring them a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Bring them a Gatorade. Do something.
Sure.
Get on down there. So it should be a great event. All right. So as we were shifting gears there, Bob, Rangers in full control of the series. I did mention, 2-1, 2-1.
Right.
You'd like to see them score a few more goals.
Oh, that'd be great.
But we did mention, their stats from the season. One of the top teams in goals allowed, so they're not giving up very many goals, and that has held true here in this series, and they get the big overtime win. 2-2 series is much different than a 3-1 series, so you're much happier coming home with that 3-1 lead, and hopefully you keep to advance that.
We have a guest in the...
All right, so Kaden is here. We'll let him sit tight for a few minutes. We're going to bring him out towards the end of the show, if that's okay with him.
Yeah.
if he wants to do that. We're going to talk a little sports here quick before we bring him out. So, your Rangers looking good, and if they do advance, looming possibly in the second round, but the Islanders still have work to do.
Oh, they have a big job to do.
They are in a very, very tight series. We mentioned, 3-1's a big difference than 2-2. Well, the Isles lost in overtime, so they go to Washington now, tied 2-2. That game starts at 7 o'clock tonight. A lot of playoff games going on. My Celtics are on at 7 o'clock tonight, too. But, so they're tied up with the Capitals. A very tight series right there. So two overtime games played at the Coliseum out there. The last days of the Coliseum, place has been rocking. Fans are hoping for more games. They'll get at least one more if they can beat the Capitals and force a matchup with your Rangers in the second round. That place will really be rocking between the Garden and the Coliseum, back and forth.
That'll be the best game of the series.
That will be quite good if that can happen. But both teams got to finish these series. The Rangers in a better position than the Islanders. They have home ice and they got the 3-1 lead. Islanders now faced with a 2 out of 3 with the Capitals holding home ice. They got Game 5 and Game 7. So the Isles would like to get it done tonight and then bring it back home for a Game 6 possible closeout and not have to go back to D.C. that second time. We'll see what happens. Around the other NHL playoffs, Ottawa survived the sweep. They held off those cheap, dirty Canadians last night, 1-0. They've lost.
We got a call on the line.
We have another call on the line?
Yes.
All right. Phone's ringing off the hook. Let's see who we got. We have somebody on the line. Thank you for calling. What do you want to talk about?
Hey, Scott and crew, what's going on?
Strange Man. He survived. We had a search party out for you last week, Strange Man, after the Bruins didn't make the playoffs. Glad to hear you.
Listen, I'm still on the ledge, and I am still thinking about jumping, but listen, it's getting tough out here. I'm running out of food and water.
Maybe we need to send some people your way for support, like we need to send people to the Winter Garden Ice Arena in a couple weeks. Well, we're glad we haven't jumped yet. Step off the ledge, Strange Man. The Bruins won the Stanley Cup a few years ago. It wasn't that long ago, so we can survive this one down season.
There's some people here. I think Crisis Intervention is here. They want to speak to me. But before I go, I do have the Strange Man stat of the week.
All right, let's make it quick.
Let's hear it.
The Boston Bruins suck. Talk to you later.
All right, Strange Man. So he is alive, and not necessarily
He hasn't jumped yet. He's holding on to that ledge.
All right, good to hear he's alive, though. All right, so Ottawa did survive. PK Subban did not get suspended early in this series for that slash where he targeted the best player on Ottawa. This has been, even though Canadians won the first 3 games, been a very tight series. 3 one-goal losses, 2 of them coming in overtime. We'll see if Ottawa can make Canadians sweat a little bit more. Detroit's up 2-1 on Tampa.
The Anaheim game was...
And Anaheim has swept the Jets out west. The Flames lead 3-1 over the Canucks. Chicago, after they were losing 3-0 in Game 1 and came back to win 4-3 in overtime. Now they lead the series 3-1, Bob.
I know.
Nashville had their chance to jump out to an early series lead, and they let it get away. Triple overtime game as well in Game 4 to take that 3-1 lead. So Nashville really licking their chops, saying what could have happened here, licking their wounds more like it. St. Louis and Minnesota tied 2-2. All right, we mentioned NBA. Celtics down 2-0, coming home tonight to face off with the Cavaliers. First 2 games were very tight, very tough. Celtics actually had an 8-point lead and a 9-point lead, respectively, in Game 1 and 2 in the first half of those games before the Cavs went out to big leads. And then the Celtics actually rallied, especially in Game 2. They cut it to 2 points twice and actually had it down to 1 with about 5 minutes to go. Should I get started on the refs, Bob?
Where do you start?
Unbelievable. Just a complete disgrace what took place. It was a 1-point lead at halftime for the Cavs going into the second half. And the refs single-handedly gave them a 12-point lead. They put the Celtics in the penalty at the 8-minute mark of the third quarter.
That made
they
no
completely
sense.
took the game away. Hats off to the Celtics for hanging in there. And there we see Bron James making a complete mockery of things, getting an alley-oop dunk, hanging on the rim, kicking his legs out like he was a 2-year-old on a jungle gym.
He was having one
practically
of those, he
kicked the Celtics player in the head when he did it. That's supposed to be a technical foul for taunting. The refs did not do it, and they, not calling the technicals bad enough. I mean, he threw the ball off the backboard, the back of the backboard at one point, and they didn't even call it out of bounds.
No.
And the Cavaliers got a basket out of that. And then with the game close in the final 3 minutes, they called 2 fouls on Avery Bradley to give the Cavaliers free throws when the Celtics defense had done enough. And right there, we see the push-off with the forearm, and this is why I hate watching LeBron. He's an offensive foul every time he drives the lane, clear push-off with the forearm there, and on defense he gets away with murder as well. So, it's just tough to watch. My wife, who was here in studio, she did bring Kaden down. She was a little bit concerned the other night because the screaming and yelling and slamming of chairs was reaching a fever pitch early in that third quarter.
Were you getting ready to throw your foot through the TV?
Look, I know full well Celtics are up against it. Yeah. The Cavaliers are obviously the favorite to win the series, and they should win the series. They had the better team. But the Celtics, who were, dead and buried, people thought they were part of the tanking masses like the New York Brick Cities
or the LA
Philadelphia 76ers and the LA Fake Show. But the Celtics did something funny. They went 24-12 since the All-Star break, which was second best record in the Eastern Conference. They won their last 7 road games, final 6 games of the season. They were 9-1 in the final 10 of the season overall. They came in hot, and they came in ready to compete, and they are competing, and the refs are taking away from them, ensuring that the Cavaliers win this series. So I think their officiating will be different tonight. Celtics players did complain after the game the other night.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, they did, and good for them for complaining. It'll be in Boston tonight. I think the Celtics are going to come up with a win because they were really competing hard, and I think they're going to get that done. All right, we don't have too much time, and we got Kaden in there to come in. Maybe we can get his opinion on some things. If he wants to come in, maybe Connor can walk him in.
Can you walk him in?
To talk. And while they're walking in, Bob, we'll move away from the NBA playoffs because that's going to last 2 months. How about your Mets winning 11 straight, Bob?
Ah, yes.
Ah, look at this. Here's our boy Connor with the Celtics, looking good. And here's Kaden, my buddy. How you doing?
Good.
Good? Let's get a microphone over here so you can hold this up. Connor, thank you for showing off the Celtics jersey. Thank you for bringing them out. You want to hold this in your hand, and you can just keep it close to your mouth. So, how you doing?
Good.
You excited to be on TV?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you excited for your Play for Purpose hockey event coming up in 2 weeks?
Yeah.
What do you think they're going to let you do this year?
I don't know.
Last year, what did you do?
Drop the puck.
Drop the puck for the face-off to start the whole event. Mm-hmm. And make sure you talk up a little bit as well.
Okay.
And then, did they let you skate?
The last 3 hours they let me skate.
The last 3 hours. Mm-hmm. That's a pretty long time to be skating with the big boys. Mm-hmm. So did you have fun, obviously?
Yeah.
Lots of fun. So this year should be pretty good. The Rangers alumni team's going to be there.
Yeah.
That'll be exciting. Are you looking forward to that?
Yeah. And I'm excited because they're letting people skate with them for like 20 or 30 minutes.
Cool.
So you'll get to probably be out there with them as well.
Yeah.
You're going to lace it up, put the skates on, and see if you can skate with some former Ranger greats. Mm-hmm. And let's see this jersey a little bit.
I love that jersey. It's the 85th anniversary?
Big Bob over there. When the show's over, you'll get to see how tall Bob is. You want to guess how tall he is?
No.
Take a look at him. 7 feet. So anyways, Big Bob is a big Rangers fan.
Yes.
So he's very, very excited to see you wearing a Rangers jersey. We talked to your mom on the phone for a little while, so we got a bunch of information, which was great. And we also got to hear that you were watching these Rangers games. What do you think about the playoffs so far?
Pretty good.
You're happy that they're winning, right?
Yeah.
Close games?
Yeah.
Making you nervous?
A little bit.
Are they making you as nervous as the Patriots did in the Super Bowl?
Yes.
Oh,
I got a phone call. Yeah, they're Rangers fans, but I do forgive them because they're also Patriot fans. And I got a phone call. I got what baseball team do you like?
I like the.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
I like the New York Yankees.
Knew he was going to say it. We're Mets fans and Red Sox fans in here, so we're your enemy with that. Big series with the Yankees and Mets this weekend.
Yeah.
Did you know the Mets have won 11 games in a row?
2 minutes.
Nope.
The Mets have won 11 games in a row. So Bob is also a Mets fan, so he's happy about the Rangers. He's on cloud 9 about his Mets winning 11 in a row. But is he nervous because they're riding so hot, and then they get to go to the Bronx to take on the Yankees?
Last year they went to the Bronx to take on the Yankees, and they won.
Well, maybe they'll continue that. Yankees won again today, so they took 3 out of 4 from Detroit.
Right.
So they come in kind of all of a sudden hot. They swept the Rays. They pulled themselves out of that deep hole. They were 3-6 to start the season. Now they're 9-7. So it's going to be an exciting series in the Bronx this weekend between the Mets and the Yankees. My Red Sox are still doing pretty good at 9-6 in first place. So I'm hoping the Mets bang up the Yankees a little bit this weekend so we can stay out in front of them.
That Yankee game, Red Sox game.
Yeah, that'll be coming up a little bit later this season. We do play the Mets this year. We got about 1 minute left, so not too much time. Kaden, I appreciate you coming down.
Yeah.
You want to tell the people that they should come out and support Play for Purpose?
Yeah.
What do you think they should do?
They should come in on Saturday. There's going to be a bake sale and a cookout.
Bake sale and barbecue.
Yeah. And they are doing autographs after the skate with the Alumni Rangers.
Wow, so you can get your autograph, you can skate with the Rangers, and the dogs are going to be down there.
Yeah.
You're a big dog fan. You got a nice dog at home, so the service dogs will be there. People can come down for that. All right, well, I think we are just about out of time.
Okay.
So thanks for coming down, Kaden, and thanks everybody for tuning in. Support Play for Purpose. Enjoy all the playoffs and the big Subway series this weekend. We'll see you next week.